Okay. Am I good? I think I'm good to go. Right. Podcast. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start. I know this was kind of a surprise live, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start right now. I have an announcement to make. It's a good one. It's a good announcement. So I am now part of the Surfprep family, and I'm teaming up with them to give you, information on sanding and introducing you to one of the best sanding systems out there. One of the best companies out there for sanding and all the accessories and all of that stuff. So I'm excited. I wanted to introduce you to their products in case you don't know what their products are or who they are. They're a family company. Everything's made in the US, so everything they make is, I think it comes out of New York, but they're based in California, I believe, so it's completely US based for everything, which is cool. I mean, that's great, right? You want to support US companies as much as we can, businesses as much as we can, especially during these times. I've heard of them for a while from other furniture painters and stuff. I always emphasize prep. So prep is extremely important when you are creating a furniture piece that will last forever. You want to make sure that you prep all of your furniture so that your finish stays. So no matter how pretty your furniture looks, or how much work you put into actual painting, if you don't prep correctly, it's not going to last, and it'll be like a waste of your time. So all of that time you spent painting the furniture piece, and to have the paint not adhere correctly or to have stains come through, things like that, is just like one of the unfortunate things that can happen. So I always emphasize sanding. Reason being that surfaces for furniture are often slick. They often have varnish and things like that. So it's hard for the paint to grip onto it, especially if you're not using a primer. If you at least scuff sand or make the surface a bit rough, your paint will cling on and not peel off or scrape off easily. It's just one of those things, especially if you're using laminate type things over it, or the cheap furniture that now has like, it's almost like a sticker, like contact paper that looks like wood, like fake wood type look on it, and that's like water repellent and so slick. No paint will stay on it, I promise you. No matter how great of a primer you use, the paint will not stay. That stuff is the worst. Laminate, maybe, but the cheap furniture type stuff from IKEA, you gotta sand that stuff. It's just, it's so slick, paint won't stay on. So that's just like one of the things you have to do. And then with laminate, I highly advise you sand. Even though there's stuff nowadays like that helps the paint bond to super slick surfaces, why risk it? You're using a bonder, so you're using a liquid on top of laminate, which repels liquid, and you're trying to use that to make it stick to surfaces. I mean, it just doesn't really make sense to me, even though it may work. I would worry about the durability. It's just better to just do things right, just go through the steps, do things correctly, and you won't have any issues. And then of course, if you want to sand the paint off and you want to get that nice, beautiful wood grain, you would need a good sander. So many reasons to invest in a really good sander. It's one of those things as a furniture painter or flipper, it's like having paintbrush. It's like having paint. It's one of those tools you must have. And as time goes on, you'll see why I'm saying that. Maybe when you just start, it's not that big of a deal, but as time goes on, investing in a really good quality sander will help you a lot. It will save you time. It will save you money, even though it costs more. I know it sounds weird to say that. Even though it costs more, it will save you money in the end. You know, when you get cheap stuff, it tends to break, you know, and you have to keep replacing it and replacing it. So just getting a good quality one will last you longer. So ultimately it saves you money and saves you a lot of sandpaper. So if you're using one of the crappy sanders, you're gonna go through a lot of sandpaper, and that, you know, that sucks too. So anyways, that's my spiel on prep and sanding. I always emphasize that, especially in my classes too. It's just, yeah, one of those prep things. So I wanted to show you a little bit of what they have to offer, the basic sanders. I have, this one is the 5-inch. So you'll see it has a vacuum attachment to the end of it. So it has a vacuum attachment. This is the vacuum one. They also have ones that are non-vacuum, you know, ones too. I just opted for the vacuum because it's getting cold and I have to stand inside my garage and I don't want to breathe in all of that crap, you know. So it's important to have a good vacuum system if you don't have like a good ventilated area and stuff. And it's not really heavy. It's, I want to say maybe like 5 pounds at the most for the weight of one of these, which is good because if you're like standing, you know, vertically for a long time, your hand, you know, gets cramped up and your wrist starts to hurt. So if you're like standing vertically for a good 10 minutes, you want something that's not too heavy. If it's flat, you know, it doesn't quite matter as much, but definitely when you're just vertically standing and stuff like that, it helps to have one that's easy to handle. You can see I can use one hand with it. You just press down on this button and it starts the sanding. These are the buttons for the power and the to change the speed and power of it, to increase it or decrease it, you know, slow down the speed or increase the speed to get a more aggressive sanding. So that's really neat, and I just like that it's compact and easy to use. I have really small hands. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed. I have like small hands. So for me, using a sander, it's really hard for one-handed for most sanders. So this is why I really liked it. Just easy for me to handle. So this is a 5-inch. They have a 6-inch too. 6-inch round vacuum thingy with the, you know, poles right there. The hook and loop, the Velcro. This is the other one, the 3x4. So 3x4 sander. It's a little different, but it's the same sort of function. Way to operate it is exactly the same. Vacuum attachments on the back right here. Same for the power thingy. Press down on this and it starts. You know, pretty much the same. It's easy to handle. It's not too heavy. So, you know, one-handed, I can pretty much sand a lot of stuff without my hand cramping up and my wrist feeling like it's gonna break. So that's one of the most important things to me. What I look for is something compact. That's just me. So that's one of the most important parts for me, and also, of course, the power of the sander. I don't want to be sanding a table for like an hour. That's just something that I don't like to do. I don't think any of you guys would like to do that. So this will save you time on sanding. Usually takes me 15 minutes to sand a tabletop with it. But you want to use the one with the bigger surface area, which is why I use this for sanding larger flat surface areas. I prefer to use the round one versus the palm one because of the surface area. It just saves me, you know, time, and also I just feel like the round one works better for larger surface areas. But this is the most versatile, so if you're only investing in one, I would get this one. I would get the 3x4 because it can go over trim. It does sand aggressively, so you get old finishes off. More versatile. So just get this one if you're looking for an all-around one that does everything. This one, is more aggressive, so it's harder. This one you can't really sand over grooves and trim. It just won't work. You need the 3x4 to do that, and it also has to do with the attachments that come with it, which limit how much you can sand within the grooves and stuff like that. Like if you're sanding cabinets, this will go into the groove of the cabinet smoothly, so that you're sanding it evenly and not stripping some of it off. So that's why I recommend that one, the 3x4 one for that. And then I'm just going to show you some of the accessories you can get for your sander. Also, how to hook it up to the vacuum, because I didn't know. So so I just wanted to show you. This is the blue hose that you can get for it. The vacuum one, it comes separately, so you can get the vacuum hose attachment. The good thing about their vacuum system is that it's made to be adaptable for any vacuum. They have attachments and adapters that allow you to use any of the vacuums out there, which is great because you can choose your own vacuum, you know, and how much you want to spend and things like that. You just get the right adapter. And then this just goes in here, the blue one. The blue one goes into the vacuum. So I made the mistake of trying to stuff the black one in, and I was like, why is it not going in? So it's because it's the blue one that goes in, and you just like twist it to get it to attach. This thingy moves, going the wrong direction, but you just twist it to get it in. Good. Yeah. All right, twist it to get it in, and then it attaches like that. Whoops. Well, I'm going in the wrong direction, I think. Sorry, don't pay attention to how I'm doing this. Well, anyways, it sticks in with the blue one. Let me get it. I'm not stuffing it in hard enough to get it. Okay, there we go. So it sticks into the blue. This rotates. I had to use both hands. It was not working with one. So it sticks into this with the hose. The hose is about, the one I have, I think it's about 5 feet. There's different lengths of the hoses, but together with my other hose from my other vacuum, it's probably like a good 10 feet. So the vacuum system for that. So that's why I like this one too, because, you know, I was able to pick a really super lightweight vacuum that was cordless. So, you know, the less wires involved, the better. And then with the abrasives that they sell with it, you have these ones, which are the ones that you're probably used to, the typical ones with the hook and loop. You stick it on different grids, you know. Of course, they have all the grids, the super fine, you know, 320 all the way down to 80. So for the fine finishing, 320, the higher it is, the, you know, the less coarse the sandpaper is. So you just start out with a coarser one and then finish it up with the smoother one, so your surface doesn't have the swirlies and all of that kind of stuff. So choosing the right grit is really, really important when you're sanding. Otherwise, you're just gonna end up, you know, wasting a lot of time. And then they have these pads for the 5-inch one. So these are foam pads. Why use foam pads? Because it allows you to get over the uneven edges better without stripping it completely. I don't know if that's happened to you, but when you're using, you know, the typical sander and you're going towards the edge, it like strips off the edge a lot, you know, and you end up with that like unevenness, especially if you're trying to sand veneer and you don't want it to go through the veneer. You need something more gentle, so I would use one of these so you don't go through the veneer, you know, and end up ruining your plans of staining it, for example. So these foamy things are super useful. They are the only company that has it for the round one. I've used Anita, and they don't have these for the round one. They only have it for the 3x4 palm sanders. So that's one advantage of Surfprep. They are the only ones that have this for the round ones. So different, there's different grits, of course, different thicknesses, which I'll explain a little bit about. Why have a thicker one? Why have a thinner one? Well, it just has to do with the amount of pressure that you want to put on the surface. So the thinner one, of course, you get more pressure, but it's more of a flat pressure. The thicker ones, like this, you get more of a softer pressure, and that's good for like the edges, like I said. So if you're going over an edge, this won't press super hard and strip off the wood too much. You know, so that's why you choose a thicker one versus a thinner one. That's the main thing. It's just the amount of pressure. And you just, you know, put it aligned with the holes so that the vacuum, it can suck up this dust. So remember to do that, otherwise it won't suck up the dust and it's just gonna blow in your face. Alright, so like align it with the holes, so suck it up, and that's it. That's all it takes. It's got the Velcro, of course, and it also, another advantage is it helps prevent damage of your back plate, this part. This will get damaged over time because it's gonna get worn towards the edges, you know, it's gonna start to wear down and things like that. The foam protects it from getting damaged as much. So that's another advantage of the foam, to protect your back plate on your sander. And this, it's Velcro too, so it just sticks right on, you know. But if you have to replace your back plate, it's expensive, so you probably don't want to do that. Besides, you know, the fact that it's better to use it in certain ways. So the 3x4, of course, has them too. This is fine, goes up to coarse. So it has the coarser one, medium, very fine. These aren't by grits, they're just, they label them. So super fine, fine, medium, and coarse. Let's see if I have examples. Let's see, this one is, this one's still fine, this is super fine. It's playing around with them. And then they have different thicknesses too. So you have, let me show you the super thin one and the medium one. Okay, so this is the sort of medium one compared to the spongy one, which is a lot softer when you touch it. This one's a bit thicker. Then they have the one that's thinner, which is this one. So like 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, maybe. I'm really bad at measurements, so smaller than this. So it's smaller than this. So they have 3 different kinds of thicknesses, and depending on how aggressive you want to get with your sanding, you would pick the thickness. Also the amount of grooving, curves too. So the more curved, the thicker you want it to be if you're going over the curves. So that's the reason for those. It's starting to get really cold, my fingers are going numb. So, okay. And then they have this. So this is the, this allows you to attach their, let me show you their thing. The backup Velcro thingy, which I was just using. Weird. Where did it go? Sorry, I had it in here, but I think I hit it by accident. Boxes. So, I really want to show you this back thingy that adapts to it, so I want to find it. It's like a thin black. It's the thin black, but it also has a spongy thing that's in the middle. Thanks. Oh, I think I forgot it somewhere, but oh well. So they also have, oh, there it is, it's on here. So they also have, I'm so dumb. Okay, so they also have this. So this is, why you would use this is that you can still protect your back plate. You would put, you know, this on. You can put this on, but you don't really need to. You can just use this one, and then it attaches to their sandpaper, sand thingies, these ones. So these are the regular ones that you're used to. It attaches to these ones. So you don't have to use the foamy ones. You can just get this one if you want a universal one and attach it to it. So it fits any of the flat ones of these. So you can just buy these and get this and it will work for you. So let me show you. So there you go. It attaches to all of these other ones. You know, of course, these don't attach because they don't have the Velcro in the front, so that's why it's different. But this does. So it's kind of, to me, it's like an adapter for the sanding bracelets, but so you can use any of these. I thought that was pretty neat. So all for that kind of stuff. Let's see what else. I think that's it that I wanted to show you. Of course, you know, you have the regular ones here. The vacuum attachment. Oh, and the cord that attaches to the vacuum. I forgot to mention that. So you attach the vacuum, this clips on, and then it clips onto the cord so that your cord's not flying around. It's kind of like, goes like this, and clips on. Like, oh, stretch it a little bit. So it clips on like this. So you get 3 of them, and it clips on your cord, keeps it, you know, in one area so that you're not dealing with it flying around. So that's really convenient too. So the cord attachment thing, I thought was really thoughtful. And yeah, just try to remove this. Okay, so that's another thing. And I think that's about it. So I just wanted to announce to you that I'll be working with Surfprep and demonstrating a lot the sanding using the Surfprep sander, and showing you the different stuff for it, because I don't really discuss that in my videos. I don't really go over all the different technical stuff. I'm just showing you how to sand and what grit to use and what to use, but this one I'm going over everything so you have an idea of what the sanders have to offer besides sanding. You know, all of these things are very, very important to have because you need different things for furniture. You know, maybe not so much for cabinets, but for furniture, there's so many different surfaces, curves, things like that. It's really, really nice to have things to help you. So that's why also it's really important when you're choosing the company and the brand, look at the accessories they have and look at if you can use generic stuff with it too. So you don't have to buy necessarily the brand stuff, but it also works with other, you know, generic stuff too. So that's important too. So you don't want to get stuck with something that only works with that brand. You want it to be versatile, so you can pick and choose, and also it's more available to you. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to introduce that to you. The link's there if you want to check it out, just to see what they have. They have a bunch of different sizes, of course, 3x5, bigger, the 6-inch round one. So a lot of different sizes, different adapters, things like that. But this is just kind of an overview of their sanding system and all the things you can do with it. Check out my videos on my YouTube if you are curious about how it works. I'll be uploading more this week as I have finished this dresser. I was playing around with the dresser and seeing how it would work before I, you know, recommend it and talk to you about it. And I liked it, so that's why I'm sharing it to you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just what all this live is about, is just the sander, and so that's it. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening, and yeah, I'll see you guys later on Sunday for my usual live with redesign there. So yeah, but bye.